Hello everyone, I'm Farzana Binti Yusuf from Florida International University. I'm going to present our work on EXP4 DFTC, which is a solution for multi and bandit variant for cache replacement. First, if we look under the hood of a computing system, we can see this storage hierarchy. And if we go from bottom to top, we can see that the size of these systems, storage actually goes down, but it's faster to access something from there. Right now, we can see that each of these level has some mechanism to store things that are important, but we are going to focus only on cache, which resides inside of the memory, main memory, which is called buffer cache. So if there is an item that is accessed and that is important, the cache will have, since it is small in size, it will have to decide on what to keep and what to evict from the smallest size it has. So it will have to make some decisions. And we know that machine learning helps to improve decision processes in many domains. It has done tremendous improvement on every domains. So what we wanted to see is that can cache management, especially this buffer cache management, can be improved using machine learning. There are several buffer cache replacement algorithms. Some are adaptive, some are non-adaptive, and some are machine learning based. So I'm going to explain some of the basic ones, which are the policies when it based on the recency properties of the items. So the least recently used ones is evicted. So one of these. Another is least frequently used, which is based on the frequency of the item. And there are a couple of others, which are based on like the interreference, which is called the reuse distance of the item. The adaptive one actually uses recency and frequency both, and there is a machine learning based adaptive, which uses many different type of policies together to decide which policy to use at which point. But this has limited success due to the expensiveness of the computations of the experts. One of the most recent works using machine learning for cache replacement algorithm was Slacker, which was developed by our lab, which is a reinforcement learning method for cache replacement. The main advantage of this was that it was simple because it only uses two basic policies for cache replacement, which are really easy to implement. One of them is LRU, and one is LFU, which we have seen in the previous slide. And the best thing about this was that it outperformed the state of the art at that time empirically. So we wanted to understand this model better in terms of like what is the performance if we want to analyze it theoretically, and can we improve this model later further for cache replacement algorithms, or can we design a generic framework for any hierarchical system. So the most natural and obvious choice for this was a multi-arm bandit problem, which is a sequential resource allocation problem. And the model is like that. It's a T-round repeated game, and the agent is presented with options. Like we can see here, there are different machines to play with, which are like bandits, and it has arms. So a player choose one of the arms, so it can be mapped with respond with an action. So you can choose an arm and play that machine, and you can receive a feedback from the environment. And depending on that, you can keep playing on different machines or the same machine that has given you the best result. The main limitation of multi-arm bandit is that the immediate is feedback, which we could not incorporate in our cache replacement algorithm. Because if we evict something, if there is a page that is evicted and it is not accessed for a long time, you don't know that if the action that was taken was a good one or it was a bad decision, or how bad it was. So the importance or weights on the decision are not incorporated using immediate feedback. For that purpose, the design was to incorporate this delayed feedback in multi-arm bandit problem. So this variant is the multi-arm bandit with delayed feedback. We modified it using the same, like the agent is presented with K options, then the agent responds with an action, then it waits for the feedback. If there is no feedback, then it goes back to the next step without taking any further actions and then keep repeating. But if there is a feedback available, then it incorporates that feedback into the decision process of the next level. If we know that for these multi-arm bandit problems, there are many solutions that exist. So one of the existing solution is EXP4 algorithm, which stands for exponential weights update for exploration and exploitation using expert advice. So this algorithm, what it does, it tries to balance between the exploration and exploitation. The exploitation is when you know already the system and you want to exploit the information that you have learned over time. And the exploration is that even if you have done something, you want to explore more options to see if you can do better, because we don't know the environment. So according to this algorithm, initially there are like K actions available for the expert, and there are N experts. They can choose one of these actions from the available pools. For a reinforcement learning algorithm, there is an agent and there is an environment. Agent follows some policies. The policies involved are a probability distribution over the actions over the expert. So each of the expert has some weights that the agent puts on each of these experts, and then it chooses some action according to the probability distribution it has. And the action chosen is done randomly. Depending on the feedback, it updates the weights of the experts. So how much it actually, how it weights each of the experts depends on these update weights. The final goal is to that with each action, there is a regret associated with that. Finally, the agent wants to minimize the regret over time. We want to incorporate the delayed feedback in this system. So initially, it could be that there is no feedback, because for cache replacement algorithm, when a page is evicted, unless it gets reaccessed, we don't get any feedback. So only on cache means we get the feedback, and if it's found somewhere in, like it's reaccessed sometimes in the distant future or closest future, then we can say that we have less regret or more regret over the action. And if there is like a cache hit, then we have kind of no regret, no feedback, and we don't incorporate that in our system. So the feedback is only when there is a cache miss and the agent updates the expert's weights. That's how it's different from the original EXP4 algorithm. We incorporate this delayed feedback in our settings and try to study this new algorithm for the cache replacement algorithm. So EXP4 DFDC is the new algorithm that we have designed. It has two properties. One of them is the delayed feedback, and the other is decaying cost. So the delayed feedback, as I have already described, that when we have a cache miss and it's reaccessed again, then we have a feedback from the environment. So if the action is taken at T prime and the feedback is available at T, then the delay is D. The decaying cost, which is the main heart of this algorithm, is that we penalize the action using the delay. So if an item is evicted and then it is reaccessed immediately, then we have more regret on the action. But if it is accessed in the distant far, then like we are saying that we don't have that much of regret. So we have these decaying cost properties. Finally, we can't have meta-information in infinite amount of meta-information. So we want to limit our meta-information, how much eviction history we want to keep. So we are setting this threshold. After that, we will say that the cost or the regret related with an action is negligible. In terms of cache replacement algorithm, it means that if the system evict an item and it is not accessed for a long time, then you don't care about that action because it was a good decision to actually evict that page. Whoever is familiar with these EXP4 algorithms, like this type of class of algorithm, they have this regret minimization technique incorporated in them, and the performance is analyzed using the regret minimization. So if we can look at this theorem, then we incorporate our delayed feedback and decaying cost properties, and finally, our regret theorem says that the regret of EXP4 DFDC algorithm is bounded by this term, which is like quite, okay, I'll explain this. So the K is the number of actions and N is the number of experts. So if this goes up, the regret also goes up. This means that you'll have you'll have more time to actually learn the system. And there is one parameter which is the learning parameter. It's actually in one of the term on the right side, it's linearly increasing, and in other it's inversely proportional. So what does it mean? That it does exploitation and exploration both. So if the learning rate is high, then it is going to explore more. If the learning rate is low, then it is going to exploit more. But we need to balance between these two parameters. So we'll have to simplify this, and taking derivative with respect to learning rate, we can actually simplify the term and plug in the learning rate, which is optimal theoretically. After plugging it back into the equation, we can see the simplified equation on the top, and in the bottom, we are taking the expected regret over time. So what it says is that the regret is of the form 1/√t, where t is the time, which means as t goes to infinity, the regret goes to 0, which is the final result of our algorithm, which says that as the time increases, you get to learn the system, and your expected regret vanishes, which is says perfectly that theoretically this algorithm is also a good one, which has these vanishing regret properties. So how Laker is an application-specific version of EXP4-DFDC, we can map it to using this picture, where in the top we have this cache full of different pages that it can keep. Then it has this LRU and LFU as expert, and it sends this action of eviction request in there. So regret analysis for Laker also confirms that it also has these vanishing regret properties, and it also has a theoretical optimal learning rate. So in Laker, there was a fixed parameter of learning rate that was used. So we used this theoretical analysis of EXP4-DFDC to design a better learning algorithm, where we adapted the hyperparameters for our next work, which is under review in one of the storage systems conference. And for the future work, we want to generalize this for many other different settings where this type of properties implies. So I want to thank the organizing committee and everyone and all the grants. Thank you.